What was on the email?
What was on their email, it responded to that. I found out on Monday what it was. The email asked Judge Levy, to not subpoena these witnesses because I didn't need them.
Who asked Judge Levy?
The Commonwealth Attorney, William F. Neely. It was his email directly to the judge. In an email. I didn't get a copy. It went to one of the officers involved in some of the illegal actions here, and a member of his staff. I never got a copy. So it went right directly to Judge Levy. And when I asked the clerk on Monday, when she told me about it, she said, well, he signed it, Mr. Lux. She says, I'm sorry, I'm in the middle. She says, I'm sorry. The judge told me I can only subpoena one. I said, he did? The bottom line is he took my letter that requested these witnesses, and I can show it to you. It says, like, no, yes, no, and signed by the judge. So it's stamped and recorded. And the email that he sent, now that was so the clerk would have to follow what the judge said. Now, in his email, it basically said the same thing, and that I didn't need these witnesses for my hearing, and that the judge should deny my request for these witnesses, and then again, the judge denied these witnesses and signed his name to it. Now I understand that Judge Levy isn't working here in Spotsylvania County anymore. I don't know what's going on with that, but the gentlemen like that, those type of people do not belong working in any court.
So what type of violation?
The problem with that is the fact that you had communications between the prosecuting attorney and the judge without informing you.
Yes.
They can do this, but they did it around you, and you were
We can all
totally
do it
unaware
together.
of it.
Yes, we can
Right.
communicate
And
together.
that's what was illegal about this ex parte communication.
Yes, any communications when you're before a court, when you have a proceeding, both the judge, if somebody's going to have any communication with the judge, the other party always has to be notified of whatever it is, whatever paperwork, calls, if you want to get on the phone, that's fine, you can communicate. But in this sense, it's illegal to go behind the scenes. So Mr. Levy has left. Apparently, he's not, what I was told yesterday, that he's not working here in Spotsylvania County anymore. And I can understand why, because he was caught in his illegal actions. In fact, in the judge's bench book, which I downloaded a copy, it says in there that the judge is to make sure he does not engage in any ex parte communications. It's written for the judge. Just like that law written today for Mr. Neely, not to engage in the private practice of law, but he did it anyway. So.
What is the possibility of getting in touch with Mr. Levy and twisting his arm for threat of prosecution by you to get him to spill the beans?
Oh, I don't know. I know collectively, with all you guys, we'll get a whole lot more together than I'll ever get done by myself. So God bless you all for coming. I really appreciate your help. And if we can get this message out to everybody and let them know we need you. I need your help. Citizens, we need to help each other.
Absolutely.
Collectively together, we can stand. You know that statement goes, united we stand, divided we fall.
Right.
We're in a position of falling, and we're going downhill. And unless you unite and get together and get back to the basic fundamental principles and get the right people elected for office. That's, when I formed the American Patriots Committee in 2008, not knowing that I'd be directly involved with something like this. And the purpose of the American Patriots Committee, when I formed it, was to require anybody running for public office to take a course on the Constitution and pass it, or prove their competence with a test, or we would not support them for public office. If everybody could get on the basics of that and understanding those principles, and that we would hold them accountable, and unless they have taken a course or taken and filled out a questionnaire so we know that they understand the laws that they're supposed to be protecting us with, we shouldn't be electing them. You saw today that people, if you don't know the laws, you get railroaded. But here I'm presenting the laws. So you can imagine why it's so important to have people in authority like that judge, like a Commonwealth attorney, like these members of the General Assembly. No matter who it is, we need to have men of honor and respect that will adhere to the Constitution and protect and preserve our rights as required of them, and they can take a sworn oath to God to do it. So if you could join me in helping me promote the American Patriots Committee to do that, to hold these people accountable. And if they're not going to do this, if they're not going to fill out that questionnaire, if they're not going to show that they are competent in understanding the Constitution of Virginia and the United States, then we don't want them. We have to build a bench of candidates. You know something, we talk about sports. You have a football game, you have a baseball game, basketball. You know when they have a center out on the court, or if they have a quarterback in the field, no matter what game is, they always have a backup, don't they? Sadly, for years, we have never, ever had a backup for public office of a caliber of a person like the Founding Fathers that we need. But jointly, if we join together, we can do that. We have got to join together and say we will not accept a second string. They don't do that in a sports. And, we talk about sports. Well, guess what? We're in the game of life. The only difference is this one's for real. We need to win this one. And if we don't, it's going to be our fault. So with you and God's help, we can make a difference. Without that, we're not going to make it.
What can people do to bring attention to this case?
They can get on, hopefully on YouTube. They can get on Facebook, pass the message around.
Write letters.
Write letters.
Make phone
Write letters
calls.
here. You better believe it. Get on the media.
Show up and support you when you're in court.
Yes, if you could just show up here at the hearings. These type of people do not like the light of day. Any evil doesn't. It's amazing how light sanitizes things.
Which newspapers in the area should get some attention?
A newspaper right here that should be down here. I mean, I don't think this happens every day. Probably, it's the Freelance Star. They're gone. They're missing in action right now. It's sad that something like this of such import in the community. Because, like I said, I feel sorry and sad about how many lives this Commonwealth Attorney William F. Neely has ruined. And people can also go on williamfneely.info because we're going to see if we can't get more information posted there and some updates of what's going on with this.
And Herb, this is totally nothing that you have asked me to do, and you don't even know about it. But this has taken a great toll on you and your family. Is there a website or some place that people can go if they want to help you financially to fight this thing? I know times are hard for everybody right now, but if anybody has extra that they can put towards to help you in some way, is there some place that they can do that?
Well, they could. I don't have anything online or something like that. Somebody talked about maybe starting a law fund or whatever, but there isn't one set up right now. But I guess you could send it to my address if somebody would like to do that. It's 6205 Plank Road, Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Plank Road,
6205 Plank Road.
Fredericksburg, Virginia.
22407. I really appreciate your help, and it's like I try to tell them, I will do all I can, and collectively we can do this together. The thing about this case that we have right now, it's so blatant. It's so blatant, so I think we could maybe make some history here in the sense, not for me, but for these people being held accountable, that this stuff doesn't
What
happen
about
to
our
anybody
First
else.
Amendment right to make signs and go protest in front of McNeely's office?
You can. In Neely's office, you could, yes, his office is right across the street, or right here. I mean, this is where he'll be coming and going at the circuit court. This is where he comes. So, yes, signs, whatever else. We need to know, yes, Mr. Neely. In fact, I would mention this to you too. I was going to put a petition together, and I'd like to get the message out. I would like to get a petition signed by those people here. Other people can help out to have a petition signed so we, the people, can remove him from office, and we can do that. In fact, on Election Day, what I'd like to do is call out all the patriots around here that I'll have a petition ready for Election Day when people are coming in to make it very easy to do, but so they can have these petitions for removal against Neely, asking them not to vote for him, but rather than sign a statement for his removal. He needs to be removed.
When is he up for re-election?
He's up this November.
Oh, wow.
So the part about it is we could do a write-in here. Right now there has nobody stood up to run against him. But it doesn't matter. If we get the petitions, we can remove from office and they can have a special election. Or if there was somebody that would stand up at this time, we could do a write-in. And I think we could probably do it. In this county, we could do it.
Have you got the qualifications? It has to be a lawyer.
Well, you know what? If you, I don't know. I didn't look.
Do you have to live in Spotsylvania County to sign that petition?
Yes, you have to live in Spotsylvania County. You have to be a Spotsylvania County resident.
Can we still sign it if we don't?
No.
I won't count, but
No, but what I'm going to have you do something else. Anybody here, if you'd pass it out to everybody, anybody that takes a look at this, what would be very helpful, to send a letter to the Supreme Court of Virginia, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, because that's who appointed this judge.